Do you ever feel like you aren't being taken seriously? That your right is taken from you? That people's jokes to you are insults in disguise? Well, you clicked onto the correct episode, as in this episode, I'll be sharing how to know if you're being disrespected and what to do when you are to ensure it never happens again. 1. Limiting your boundaries. If you have set a boundary or boundaries with a person, and no matter how many times you keep setting them, the person keeps breaking them and stepping the line. For example, if someone has talked bad about someone or something you care about, but they continue to insult it or them in any way despite you telling them not to, this is a clear sign of disrespect towards you. The same way, when someone makes a joke about your looks or your appearance, and you ask them to stop making those jokes as they're obviously insulting and nothing to joke about, but they tell you that you are too sensitive and you can't take a joke. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I have heard that line is insane. But no, jokes are supposed to be funny. And something like your looks or your appearance and something you cannot change is not something to make fun of, no matter what. If you want more information on how to set boundaries, check out my first episode titled Setting Boundaries. 2. Interruption. When someone continuously interrupts you, even if it's unintentionally, that isn't something you should tread lightly on. When people interrupt you, that is one of the biggest signs of disrespect. Obviously, people that have ADHD struggle with this, but for those that can control themselves, should. And if you can't, learn how to. There is nothing more irritating than speaking about something and someone can't seem to shut their mouth, even if it's just for a moment. There's a polite way to interrupt a conversation, and there shouldn't even be interruption in the first place unless it is something that's extremely urgent and not something you can hold your tongue on. Getting interrupted is so dismissive and invalidating, and if you're one who interrupts, even unintentionally, I beg you to control yourself and to shut up. Because do you know how annoying it is to not be able to get a word out without someone taking over the conversation? And the worst thing is when someone does it without acknowledgement or apologizing, because it's like, hey, what about my story? And then you even start forgetting what you said in the first place after they finish. 3. Belittling. I cannot begin to describe the agitation I feel when someone belittles my emotions. I have had so many experiences where I am belittled. Being a person who feels very deeply, especially towards the people, things, animals I care about, there is nothing more hurtful than when someone belittles that or makes it out to be that they are unimportant or wrong to feel. Sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's a strength, in fact. It shows you are a raw soul, realistic, brave, and most of all, human. We were literally created to feel. No emotion should be demonized or labeled as a bad emotion. It's healthy to cry. It's healthy to feel anger, sadness, and any emotion for that matter. So never let anyone try to take that away from you. You should feel sorry for those who are too weak to allow themselves to express their feelings and emotions without shame or guilt. Just because you don't like what I like, just because you don't feel what I feel towards this person, thing, or animal, doesn't give you the right to belittle my cries or my emotions. Just because you don't agree doesn't make you right and me wrong. Respect each other's opinions And I'm so, so passionate about this because the amount of times I have been belittled by my sensitivity towards things and people is why I allow myself to feel even more deeply. The amount of times people around me have belittled my emotions, my cries, my certain feelings towards the things that I care about human things, for example, animals, my cats, the amount of times I have been belittled by my care and my affection and my cries and sensitivity towards animals, and especially my cats, is absolutely insane. I should be paid by the amount of times I have heard that I am too sensitive, or it's ridiculous that I'm crying over this, or whatever. That I've been belittled for my sensitivity when I literally have that right to experience, just because the person in front of me or the people in front of me didn't agree with the emotions or the opinions that I felt and that I had, is absolutely insane. And it's so disrespectful. The things that I got, the words that were being said to my face, the fact that people in front of me were literally praying that something would happen to my cats, that some sort of illness would come to them, that they would die in a car crash, or that something would happen to them, just because they were so irritated by my emotions and how many times I defended the things, the people, the animals, my cats, because I care about them, irritated them so much. But don't ever let these people belittle you. Don't ever let anyone take away your right as a human to feel and to experience and to express these emotions simply because they are human. You are not AI. You are not a robot. You are created to feel and experience, and it is one of the greatest blessings on earth to experience and to express these emotions. And if you are a man, cry. The fact that mostly men are belittled or should, live up to the standard where they should, take control over their emotions and not cry or not feel or they were taught that sadness or cries or grief is a sign of weakness. It's so upsetting, the fact that so many men out there have been brought up that way, because I just want to say that it's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to feel these emotions. It's okay that you are sensitive. And one of the most attractive things, let me just say this, one of the most attractive things about a man is them allowing themselves to cry, allowing themselves to be a sensitive, nurturing guy. That is one of the most things that women look for in a man, because when someone is sensitive, when someone allows themselves to cry, for us as women, it's like, okay, he can bring up my children that way. There won't be this toxic masculinity upon my children, and the father of my children will actually be able to let himself feel these emotions and to actually cry, therefore allow that upon my children. So that is one of the most qualities that we look for in a man, is sensitivity. And as women, we love a man who is soft and who is sensitive and that can feel and that can express their emotions without feeling shame or guilt, because why should you feel guilty? I'm sorry, are you not a human? Are you not a human? Are you ChatGPT? Are you AI? Were you created by Elon Musk? Are you a robot? No, like, genuinely, why do men especially think that it's so weak or that it's so wrong to cry? Just let it out. I do not care. That is the most thing that women look for. I am telling you, because that is a sign of fatherhood. That is a sign of, of softness, of nurturing, of a nurturing person, of a nurturing being. And we want We want a father, we want a man that is nurturing and peaceful and calming, because when you bottle up these emotions, when you keep it inside, that is resentment in your heart. That is anger. That is never-ending anger. That is suppressed emotions. That is unhealed scars and traumas. And that is not something that we want for you or for us, nor for our children. So it's much more deeper than that. Just cry. It's okay to feel these emotions. Don't let anyone tell you that it is wrong to feel, even if they don't agree with you. That doesn't make it right to belittle. You don't have to like someone or something to respect it. Respect it otherwise, because these emotions that this person is feeling and that is expressing to you is valid, and you make them feel comfortable of that. You make them know that it's okay to feel these emotions. Don't ever belittle them for it, because it is so hurtful and so invalidating when someone tries to make it seem that your emotions are invalid just because they don't experience it. Have empathy. I do not care. I didn't ask for you to like this. I don't care if you don't like this, but respect my emotions if I feel differently. Respect my opinions if I feel differently. 4. Not caring about your time. If someone always expects you to be available and they don't make plans to see you, or they get angry whenever you don't go somewhere, a gathering of some sort or whatever it may be, and you decline on an invitation simply because you cannot or do not want to go, they are disrespecting you and your time. Being a person who hates spontaneity or rushed and unplanned events, one of the things I hate is when my time isn't respected and people expect me to be everywhere and anywhere with them. And whenever I decline or tell them I'm not coming because I'm busy or tired or I do not want to go or it's too rushed, and they get angry or upset at that, that is disrespectful. The same thing when you plan to go somewhere and you arrive on time and your friends show up an hour late with no valid reason. They are disrespecting you and your time. I promise you, when people respect you, they will make plans with you. They will show up on time. They won't take it to heart if you don't go somewhere, because they know that you have the right and that you can't always be available. Let people know that you aren't free all the time and that you have to make plans to see me. Because since I am one who spends time alone a lot, because I just love my company, I love doing things by myself. So if I make plans to see you, just know that you're important. And you should respect that by showing up on time and appreciating that. 5. Humiliation. When you keep getting humiliated in private or public, even if it's not something humiliating or embarrassing, but that person keeps trying to put you in a bad light and makes fun of everything you do and say to make themselves appear better, nothing could be more disrespectful. You see, confident, secure, happy people don't care a whit about humiliating others, because they don't care enough about it as much as insecure, bitter, miserable people do. Insecure people chase and look for anything or any reason to put you down, to put themselves up, because in their eyes, it feels better that way instead of facing themselves and their truth. So they're always trying to pick point on anything you do or say to give them that extra position. But the ironic thing is, people that try to correct you all the time, to humiliate you, always turn out to be wrong. I don't care enough about correcting silly little grammar mistakes if it's not actually affecting the person. I always say that there's a time and a place for these sorts of things. And especially if one is in an emotional or high-tempered state. Steer away from correcting their grammar, speaking, spelling, or any of these things, as it's very invalidating to the other person, because to them, you're not actually listening to what they're saying, as you're too preoccupied with their punctuation and grammar, as if you're their English teacher or Grammarly. Like, seriously, who do they think they are? 6. Unresponsive. If you have messaged someone and they have seen your message without a response, and this always seems to be the case, especially when you express your feelings towards something or someone, or they may have hurt you in any way, and you've written paragraphs after paragraphs, voice messages after another, and you keep getting left on read every single time with no response. Words cannot begin to describe how disrespectful that is. And it shows that they don't value enough to give you an explanation or so much as a text back. And this is one of the greatest actions of disrespect. When people stop acting so superior and egotistic, they'll give you that bare minimum, which is a text back. Because I'm sorry, you let me use all that energy in those paragraphs, long voice messages, and you can't even have the common decency to answer back. How rude is that? So the next time people do this to you, don't you even dare to entertain them. Stop messaging them and use the block button to your advantage, because how more low can a person stoop? It's absolutely disgraceful. Now, the most important question you're all asking is how to actually be respected. 1. Set boundaries. If anything or anyone has made you feel uncomfortable, hurt, or wronged you, setting boundaries is vital, so they know what is okay and what is not, so they don't do it again. And be firm when setting them. Don't keep letting people cross them, as if they do, it's disrespectful to you and your morals. 2. When speaking, make sure you are never interrupted, as it's rude. When being interrupted, calmly let the person know that you are speaking about something first, and they can wait until you finish to then say what they want to say. Sometimes you have to deal with people as if they're business associates, or as if you're in a business meeting. Let them know that when you are speaking, you would like no interruption. If you aren't one who interrupts, remind them and say, "You don't hear me interrupting you, so kindly do the same." You can be calm but firm in your words, and that's the best way to do it. 3. Tell people that when we feel differently from something or don't agree with one another, we should never insult or belittle each other's opinions and feelings, that it's okay for us to disagree. However, it's not okay to degrade or minimize one another. 4. Never disregard your time for anyone. Make sure that you aren't available and that you simply cannot be available all the time, because it shows people you are one who values their time and only goes to places if they are scheduled and if you actually want to. Don't force yourself to go somewhere for someone when you simply do not want to go. Let people get angry at you or upset if you don't come or if you don't have the time. But in the end, they'll come to realize how much respect you have for yourself. 5. Never let anyone mock you, even if it's a joke. Because when people try so hard to shine you in a bad light, most likely it's because they dislike themselves so much, so they're shifting the focus onto you. Never take insults as a joke. Even if people call you stupid as a joke, don't take it, and tell them to never call you that again. Because, the first time, they're going to tell you you're stupid. The next time it's, do you not know anything? The next time it's, you're useless. Then it turns into, you're ugly. Don't let it escalate there, because it shows how they truly think of you. But don't you dare think that way of yourself. The more people project their insecurities onto you, the easier you'll adapt it and start saying those things about yourself, even unconsciously. Also, make sure you don't call yourself stupid or ugly or any of the sort, because when they see that you're talking about yourself so lowly and negatively, they'll think, well, she already calls herself that, so might as well call her those names as well. When it comes to you, take yourself so seriously so other people can as well. 6. If those around you don't give you the time of day, or constantly leave you on red all the time, or they act and text in a cold way, you have two choices. You can either stoop to their level and do the same, or simply stop messaging or engaging with them. You deserve people that respond to you, that actually respect you, to offer you even the bare minimum, which is an explanation, an apology, a response. Don't even entertain these arrogant, rude people. They don't even deserve to have you in their contact list. Don't lower your value for anyone. And when you keep engaging with people like that, it shows the little respect you have for yourself, because is it that hard to respond back? Why is it that you're even texting or over-explaining yourself to people that don't even care enough about you? It means nothing to them, so just stop. You are worth it. You deserve to be respected. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Know your worth and how powerful your essence is. People should feel lucky to have you in their life. And if people don't see your worth, other people will, and appreciate you the way you should be appreciated. But most of all, respect yourself first and make you your top priority. Because when you have yourself, you have truly won. Okay, darlings, we have reached the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I greatly appreciate it. Comments are open to anyone who wants to use it, or if you want to reach out to me, or if you want advice. All my links are in my bio, as well as my new vlog channel at Fulwa's Diary. That's at FULWAHSDIARY. I would love to hear your ideas for my new upcoming episodes and videos for my new vlog channel. Also, if you want to listen to this in audio format, check out my Spotify Cuppa Perspective podcast in all caps. I love and appreciate you all. Stay tuned for my new episode. Bye!